Hello, hello. Hey, it is Tamara with our Big Oily family, and it's Monday, it's noon. I'm here. I would like to talk today about how you can support your athletes. If you are an athlete or if you have kids that are in sports, right? Which a lot of parents do. Um, I didn't have the oils necessarily when the kids were when my oldest kids were playing. I didn't get involved with essential oils and all that they can do until I don't know, probably high school, middle school, maybe the end of middle school with my two youngest. So, and they are super, super beneficial. If you have kids that are in sports, or if you are I know my husband at one time was for the kids hockey team. He was like the EMT, right, that was on the bench, and so he had his little case and had everything in there. So there's a lot of ways that you can support your athletes using essential oils. Um, when they're doing whatever sport they're doing, whether it's, baseball, football, soccer, hockey, lacrosse, anything, right? All the sports, basketball, volleyball, all those things, right? A lot of times your kids participate in training programs. And those can include things like circuit training, which helps to develop a broad range of skills by providing stations with various exercises. They can do interval training. Those are short periods of vigorous activity interspersed with shorter resting periods. That helps to build speed endurance, which is, important in a lot of sports. Plyometrics can also be another thing. Those are kind of like bounding exercises to help improve strength and speed. Tempo training exercise, that's faster paced than you normally like to go, right? That's comfortable, and that helps to increase endurance ability. Strength training, that's a big one, right? Lifting weights, going to the gym, that kind of thing. That is conditioning, resisted and or assisted training. Um, the weight training, uses various pieces of equipment that helps to increase muscle resistance and inspires faster conditioning. That resisted and or assisted training that helps to develop faster speed as your athlete uses resistance equipment, such as like, those stretchy bands. Okay. And they participate in assistance-based exercise, such as running downhill. Have you ever done that? I know my son who played hockey, they had the whole one kid behind him hanging onto the band, and they had the band around their hips, right, their bones, because otherwise it cuts into your stomach, and they run as fast as they can. And so it's working the person behind them, but it's also working you as you're going. Um, because whether it's you or whether it's your kids, you push your body for greater conditioning and endurance. In fitness training or sports, even if you're just going to the gym, you're usually trying to better yourself, right? You try to be better than you were today, right? And so you're trying to increase your whether it's your cardiovascular health or your strength or your endurance or your whatever it is, right? You're trying to be better day after day. And so unfortunately, the potential for injury is there. Um, a lot of times the injuries are a result of inadequate recovery, which is rest time, which is super important. Um, I think older adults appreciate that rest time more. I know I do. But younger kids, they're go, 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 right? And they're all kind of fearless and nothing's going to hurt me and that kind of thing. And so, especially in those younger kids that are playing competitive sports, you want to pay attention to the rest time, make sure they're getting enough rest time, right? Because what that does is that helps your tissues and your muscles to adequately rebuild and repair. Okay. Some of the injuries can include just like muscle pain and soreness, overusing your tendons, runner's knee, which is kind of, it's that generic term to describe anterior knee pain, the IT band or the iliotibial band, right? That affects approximately 12% of runners. So if you have a runner, something to pay attention to. Shin splints, hello, I've had those before. Pain in your Achilles tendon, stress fractures, other common conditions that athletes can experience during training and sports. Those would be exercise-induced asthma, exercise-associated collapse, effects from overtraining, which can be like lack of concentration, depression, your heart rate changes, you have increased injuries, you have muscle soreness lasting more than 72 hours, you have insomnia, you have restless sleep, maybe you're really thirsty, you lack motivation, you have diminished self-esteem because you're not performing like you want to, kind of thing. Personality changes, you're sick more often. Those are just kind of some things that can happen from overtraining, okay, if they're working too hard and they're not getting that adequate rest that they need. So, you know, a lot of athletes combined really good principles of sports medicine. That's, the icing, the heating, etc., right, as appropriate. And the natural remedies really help to increase your body's recovery time. There's also a lot of oils known specifically for their ability to support connective tissue. That is involved in all sports injuries. That connective tissue is really important. It helps to reduce inflammation, to support cellular regeneration for faster recovery time, and to help warm up or cool down muscle groups for better overall performance. The other thing that you want to pay attention to, excuse me, especially with your younger athletes, because, when you're in high school, you don't necessarily eat the best, is what they're eating. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're trying to provide that whole food, bioavailable supplements that really helps to give the cells in your body the support they need. Okay, so they can really get that restorative and repairing activities go on during the rest period. Supplementation can also increase energy levels during a workout to reduce fatigue. An easily digestible protein drink. I know a lot of kids drink protein drinks, but take a look at what's in most of them, right? Read the ingredient labels. The protein drink can be super helpful just after a cardio workout. Helps to give your body readily accessible protein so it doesn't have to break down proteins in the body. All of those things can be really good practices to help minimize the breakdown and overuse injuries in the first place, right? So they don't even happen. It helps to provide energy and increase the body's capacity to restore tissues to good health quickly. Now, when we think of exercise, usually what we think of is the first thing you're going to think of with doTERRA is Deep Blue, right? Because it's that helpful with your inflammatory response. It helps to reduce your pain level. It helps to warm up your muscles before practice. So you can use the Deep Blue rub, right, which is in the tube. You can use the Deep Blue stick, which is really, really convenient to use because you don't have to, the rub, you got to rub it in. And so then you got it on your hands. You should wash your hands after you're done so you're not touching your eyes or, rubbing your nose because then it can kind of burn if it gets in your eyes or your nose. But the stick is really nice because you just rub it on. I don't want to say rub it on, but you use the stick over the affected area. And then it really does, you don't have to rub it in. So super nice. You don't have to get it on your hands. You can also use the Deep Blue roller, which is really nice. Another oil that's really good is wintergreen, and that is in Deep Blue, but maybe the Deep Blue doesn't quite do it for you, right? You need a little bit more. Adding a little bit of wintergreen on top of whatever you're using topically, kind of like layering it, right? So maybe you put a drop of Deep Blue in your hand, a little bit of lotion, oil, whatever you want to use, massage it on the area, and then roll the Deep Blue roller over it, or rub the Deep Blue stick on it, or use the Deep Blue rub. There we go. So those are really good. Frankincense and copaiba, both of those are kind of like enhancing oils, and so whatever you're using them with, it's going to make it work even better. So those are great ones to layer with. Okay, and layering is just putting one on and then putting the next one on, kind of thing, so that it's absorbing into your skin and layering the products on there. Peppermint can also be really good. That helps to open your respiratory system, so especially for any athlete, really, because you want to be able to breathe easy, right? And so that can be a good one, either to just wave underneath your nose before you get going, apply a little bit on your chest, do a swipe underneath your nose. Those kinds of things are really helpful. Lemongrass can be really good for connective tissue support. Um, Lemongrass can be considered kind of a warm oil, so you want to make sure that you're diluting it in a lotion or fractionated coconut oil, right? You can make a roller with it, then it's already pre-diluted, and you can just roll it on. Marjoram is another really good one that's good for muscle repair and tension relief. Okay. And I am looking in the Essential Life book, is what I'm glancing at to my side over here. Some blends that can be good. We already talked about Deep Blue. Great, great, great for pre and post exercise recovery and also to help, support pain relief. Aroma Touch is another blend that's really good to use for that. If you're looking for more respiratory support, you want to breathe easier so you can get that oxygen in, right? So you can exercise better. Breathe, AirX, and Supermint are the ones you want to reach for. And then if you're looking for something afterwards to help support your body recover while you're doing that rest period, right? Gotta have the rest. Rescuer, which is a touch roller in the kids line, is a really good roller to have on hand. I know when, like I said, I didn't have it when my kids were younger and played sports, but I know that Liam, when he played baseball, he carried the Deep Blue Rub with him, and that was super helpful for him playing baseball, for joints and because he was catcher and pitcher and all the things. So super helpful. That is something that's super easy to carry. The stick is also easy to carry, and the rollers are easy to carry. They are glass, so you have to kind of put them somewhere where they're, not going to toss their bag down and have the bat in the bag break it open, right? So the rub and the stick might be a better choice. The other thing you want to look at is not only do they need to eat well, provide that whole food thing, but what are they supplementing with? Do they have a good multivitamin? The lifelong vitality is really, really good for filling in all the gaps in your what you might be missing in your nutrition wise, what you're eating. And that's super easy, super easy for them to take. You take it in the morning before they go to school, and then they're covered for the day, right? Bone nutrient complex is another good one. Copaiba soft gels, those can be really helpful for helping your pain. DDR Prime can be good. We also have a Deep Blue polyphenol complex. It's part of the Deep Blue line, doesn't have any of the oils or anything in it, but it's part of that line of Deep Blue because it's really good with helping with your pain and your recovery. The MetaPower Advantage would be good. The Assist would be good. The soft gels, the MetaPower soft gels can be good. We also have the protein powders. We have chocolate and vanilla. Those are really good that you can make that recovery shake, after they're done for something to eat. And then the turmeric dual capsules are really good for helping with your pain support also, and joints and muscles and things like that. So you want to look for, if you have a reference book or you know how to look it up, right? You want to look for oils that have the properties of analgesic, anti-inflammatory, energizing, regenerative, relaxing, steroidal, vasodilator, and warming. Those properties in those oils can all be beneficial depending on what you're trying to help with, right? I do have some great like pre and post workout tips for oxygen uptake. If you're feeling kind of nauseous, inflammation and stiffness, those kinds of things. I will take some pictures and I'll post those in our group so that you have those if you need those recipes. Always better to be prepared, right? So you can be proactive instead of reactive. And so if you have a couple of these things with you, the Deep Blue also comes in little, the rub comes in little sample packs. And there's probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 applications in there. So those are good to send also, other than, a big blue tube. And the nice thing is it's like a pea size amount that you need to massage in. So it's not very much. A little goes a long way with any of the oils. So those things are super helpful. I know that a lot of young athletes that lift weights, I will say, that go to the gym, like to take the pre-workout stuff. Again, read the label. They're not necessarily all good for you. There are some that are okay. But I found that the what's it called? The Mito 2 Max is a really good pre-workout supplement. It gives you that little, because what they're looking for there is they want that little energy burst, right? So they can have a really good workout session. And that kind of helps to provide that. It gives you that sustained energy that you're looking for without all the crap in it. So that's a good one to use also. Any cuts, scrapes, scratches, anything like that, if you have your Correct-X on hand, or you have some tea tree oil on hand, cleanse it with the tea tree oil and put the Correct-X over the top. Lavender can also be really good because, right, it's really soothing for your skin. So I'm just saying, if you want to carry, like, as a parent or a grandparent, if you want to carry some little things with you so you have them. Helichrysum would be another good one. That's really helpful for anything that is any cut or scrape that's bleeding and you want to help it, stop quickly, especially like bloody noses and things like that. And for a bloody nose, you just need to rub it on the top and then kind of, put some pressure on your nose where it's bleeding. But we had a family friend who came to, I think it was somebody's birthday party, birthday graduation. I don't know. It was something in our backyard. And they were playing a game and he ran into something and cut himself right up here. And I did the tea tree on it to cleanse it, and then we put the helichrysum on it and it stopped bleeding. And he came back, I don't know, the next day, maybe 2 days later, and you could hardly see that it was there. I was really surprised how well it healed up. But it was super effective. That's the only thing he did for it, was what I put on it. And so super effective, and it really, it's a good, like, testimonial as to the oils working for you. Um, so if you have an athlete and you have used some blend to help with whatever aches and pains they have going on and you want to share that, please put that in the comments. And if you have any questions, throw those in the comments. And I will be back next week with another topic. But yeah, super helpful. And like I said, I'll post the recipes that I have in our group when I get this uploaded. They'll be in the comments. Okay. All right. So that's all I got for you today. If there's a topic that you would like to know more about, let me know, please. Again, you can put that in the comments. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. All right. Talk to you later.